felt pain for where we're going and for how everything had shifted from the time he was in the Force. That's how hilarious they call it, the Force. They're so forceful with their tactics. Not all of them. I am Holly, and I'm sharing a part of my journey to bring courage and inspiration to yours. And this man was pulled over. He was pulled over by an RCMP. The guy was an ass. And this man couldn't believe it. And he says to the guy, he's like, I was an RCMP officer. I'm retired. Do they teach you human relations? And the RCMP constable was dumbfounded. He's like, no, what do you mean? Can you imagine being in a public relations corporation who is supposed to be peacekeepers, serving the public, keeping the peace, protecting and serving, and you are not taught in any way, shape, or form about how to interact with people? What? No wonder Alberta is trying to get rid of RCMP. No wonder with all the complaints. Hold on. No wonder with all the complaints. That people don't want them around. The amount of harm and trauma, the trauma created from these fictional corporations, placed on children, placed on women, placed on usually young men, and the elderly. No wonder there is no faith in that fictional corporation. And it's crazy to think that there are countries with no legal enforcement. How can we trust these corporations to protect us when they clearly don't? They don't. What needs to be taught is critical thinking, compassion for others, community foundations. What needs to be taught is Ubuntu, community, love. I'm a single mother. I've been a single mom for almost 9 years. And during that time, I've only tried a few relationships, and they did not last long. Imagine a single mother not as strong as me trying to raise a young child with no support system. Being put through traumatic situations, which to me trauma is different. It affects me differently than others because I don't put thought and emotion into what happens to me. So I basically move forward and I forgive and I move on. children, and they want to take any single thing. They want you to believe you have no decisions to make. Just turn to them and they'll make all your decisions for you. What year are we in? They protect legal fiction, the coloring, the adjectives, the verbs, everything that is not fact. When the system doesn't even trust the system. There's RCMP officers who are cheating on their husbands right now. Yes, I'm talking about women. Who are cheating on their husbands right now. And their husbands are oblivious to this. These are the people who are supposed to be protecting us when they are in their own families. They can't even protect their own families. Yes, that is a fact. I know these people. I know them. Relationships. And rather than her protecting her own husband, she claims that he needs help, he needs medication. This is a true story, like 100% fact. To numb him from seeing the truth so she can continue her toxic ways. There are male peace officers, police officers, complainees, constables, whatever you want to call them. We're in no contract with them. These men have either suffered abuse from their past, they've carried their trauma with them, and then they aggressively take it out on us. There are people who are seeked out to be in the CIA, in these alphabet corporations. They're seeked out and given offers to operate due to the trauma that they've been through in their life. Because they know that they're willing to bend, they follow the rules, and when it comes down to it, if they're asked to do something that's maybe a little morally improper, they would do it. I actually was, how old was I? Maybe, I don't know, 21? And I looked into and went to some seminars, information sessions, to be a police officer, to be in the Army, to be RCMP. I had seriously considered it. It's funny how things turn out. The whole system has taken itself out. The whole system is crumbling. It no longer supports where we have made it to. Our society has ascended to a certain point where these fictional corporations can no longer be. They have acted against everyone's best interest for too long. They have to leave. And what happens to the devil, what happens to these people who are not good people, they always tell on themselves. Always. And when they get caught, they say, I'm sorry. And then they tell their whole story. They literally let it all out. Because can you imagine bottling up so much truth inside you due to the lies you've told? So many lies that you can no longer remember the lies you've told. Can you imagine bottling that up for so many years? And then finally being found out? Do you know how much of a relief you would feel being able to finally talk about it? Finally, I no longer have to live this lie. Even though everyone around me sees me for the devil I've been. That's the price you pay. You no longer have support. You no longer are part of these secret societies. You're kicked out. You're removed. You abused your power. Even the secret societies have rules, laws to abide by. And some of these people have gone outside of their own rules, their own laws. So we can no longer fully trust these legal fictional corporations who have been put in place supposedly to protect and serve. Just find your joy, raise your vibrations. Don't pay attention to every single thing happening. When you're curious, you can look. Don't hold no attachment to anything that's happening out there. Hold no attachment. Let it take none of your energy. View it, perceive. Not much of it affects us. Yeah, they force you to have a driver's license even though we're traveling and we're not commuting with commerce. We're not a fictional corporation, and yet they tell us that we need a driver's license when we don't. Try not having a driver's license and being pulled over. These fictional corporations will fight tooth and nail to put you back in your place. I haven't spoken about how much I'm really... I'll leave that for now. We'll see what these fictional corporations choose to do as we move forward before I fully talk about some things. So, trust. We are exactly where we're supposed to be. 1414. We're exactly where we're supposed to be. We are moving to exactly where we need to be. Divine law has restored. Nature's law is restored. We are here under our Creator's will and wishes for how we are supposed to be maintaining Mother Gaia, for how we are supposed to be conserving the land. And any entity, any man, woman, child who does not align with that is removed. Whether they take themselves out, whether they become full of disease, whether they